Welcome, my friend. Seven Gray here. Thank you for joining me for this episode today. Well, the time has come. I've decided to sell the step van. Let's roll the intro and then I'll tell you all about it. I bought the step van about 3.5 years ago, originally with the intent of traveling the world as I was the previous 6 years, and then just a place to come back to the United States for 2 or 3 months at a time in between my travels. So spending the summer in Europe, come back for 2 or 3 months, then go to South America, something like that. So I viewed myself as primarily going to be living in the city. And so this is a perfect, fabulous vehicle for stealth camping in the city. So that's why I bought it. What I discovered was that I actually love living out on public lands, BLM land, national forest land, like that. And I didn't really need the stealth factors. So the new rig, the truck trailer, is to address that. But if you are looking for something, a stealth camper, something like this, and you maybe are working in the city or want to do tourism traveling, like going up the East Coast, the 13 colonies, or California, this is an absolutely fabulous vehicle to park overnight in industrial parks, business parks, places like that, where it just sort of blends into the background. So maybe the perfect vehicle for you. Let me give you the details on how I'm going about selling this. So first of all, I'm going to be doing an auction for the step van. And it's not going to be your standard auction like eBay where you can see minute by minute updates. I'm just going to do updates once a day at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So once a day, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll have a web page and I'll just update with the highest bids that I have of that day. So if I get 3 bids for that day, then I'll just post the highest bid, update it at 7 p.m. And each day you can check around 7 o'clock, a little bit thereafter, and you'll see the highest bid for the day. So the step van will be up for auction price to everyone involved. I have absolutely no clue what the step van should go for. So how will the auction come to its close, at its end? There are 2 ways that the auction will end. One is a date and time. That will be January 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So at that time, whatever the highest bid is at that time, that's when it ends. Or one other condition, it can end earlier than that if there are no bids for 3 consecutive days. So for instance, on Monday I received 3 bids and the highest bid is $18,000. There's no bids on Tuesday, no bids on Wednesday, so that's 2 days, no bids on Thursday at 7 p.m. If there's no bids, then that $18,000 bid from 3 days earlier will become the winning bid and the auction will end early. It might end after just a week. It may end after 2 weeks. I don't know. I believe this is called a Dutch auction when they do that. So I figured that that is a good way to build it in instead of just having it sit there with no bids for 2 weeks or something like that, which I think is ridiculous. So that is basically it. I am including all the details that I can think of a description of the step van in the link below where you can read about the auction rules that I just described. And then there will be a link on that page that you can go to make a bid if you'd like to. It's basically just a little email form you fill out and send it in. And then once the auction is done, there's rules in there about how to go about picking it up. You will need to come to Florida somehow to pick it up, and I'm willing to deliver it to Orlando, Tampa, or Polk County, which is where I'm at, which is right between, it's the county between Tampa and Orlando, right in the middle. So you'll need to fly out there. I can meet you at the airport, something like that, or get a friend to drive you down or something like that, take a bus and pick it up, and you'll need to pick it up by February 1st. So and then of course auction, you'll need to make payment at the end of the auction. There will be some details about that as well in the description in the page linked below. So see that. If you have any further details, I may update that page with more information. If somebody asks me something specific that I've not listed, like the ceiling height inside, I did list that. But let's say I didn't, and somebody kept asking about that, I would add that into the description so that somebody could find out about that. So who might be interested in this step van? Well, I really don't know, but the things that I think are the selling points. So the box on the top is all aluminum. So that's the first thing. It's really, really robust, thick aluminum and industrial built. It's really a great vehicle. It has a Cummins engine. This is the 6BT 5.9. It is a 12 valve. This is called the Million Mile engine. Cummins rates it for 600,000 miles before it's needing rebuilt. But in the people that are fans of Cummins, they call it the Million Mile motor because it typically goes 1,000,000 miles or more before it needs to be rebuilt. I bought this with 10,000 miles on it, so it's about 40,000 miles on the vehicle at this point. So that is really low miles for an engine that can go an extreme long amount of time. So the platform that you're building on in here is very, very durable. The cons, the downsides, it's a step van, and so it's got a little bit of quirkiness to it in that it doesn't have a dash air conditioner on it, so that may be a concern for you. It has city gears in it, so the top speed on it is not super high. It will do 65 or 70 on the interstate, but the engine is wrapped up so high I don't feel comfortable driving at that speed, so I typically drive it around 55. So that may be another issue for you to put you off on buying it. It's a diesel. A lot of people love diesels. Some people hate diesels, don't want to work with them. It doesn't require the DEF. It is in really good mechanical condition for a vehicle of 1995. That's over 20 years old, but it's in phenomenal condition for that amount of time. And there's several hundred videos of the build out, so you can see all the things that have been done to it mechanically, as well as different components that have been built out. I doubt there's too many vehicles out there that you could purchase used on the market where you have hundreds of videos showing how things were done or the care that was put into it in the build and things like that. So all those things I think are things to consider, some pros and cons for the step van. I just hope it goes to a new home, somebody who's excited to have the vehicle and enjoys it as much as I have had. And I hope to keep in touch and see what they do with this in the future. I should mention that I did do a tour of the step van on my other channel, Nomadic Home Tours. If you want to check out that, I'll put a link above and also down below in the description so you can see a full video tour of the build out as it exists right now. So that's about it. Check out the link below if you want more information, and then submit your bid, and hopefully I'll have this sold here in January in this month of 2021. Good luck on your bidding. I hope you're having a happy, wonderful holiday. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment, and see you in a future video.